Fucking son of a bitch. Dead puppies, dead puppies, dead puppies, dead puppies. I'm trying not to laugh. God's sake. It is, and now you're making me laugh even more. All right, we're gonna do this right now. As you can see behind me, we have a lean-to shelter, the beginnings of a lean-to shelter. Before we get too far with the lean-to shelter, let's talk about shelter location. The 5 W's always come into play with the shelter location. So our 5 W's. Number 1, wind. Number 2, water. Number 3, wood. Number 4, Widowmakers. Number 5, wigglers. So let's talk about wind, our first W. Winds are going to come from the northern, or at least where we're at here, is coming from the northern regions. This direction here, as you can see the shelter behind me, we have put our braces up, our structure for the shelter, facing this direction. Why? Because this is north. Our winds are going to come this way. The cardinal directions: north, south, east, west. Sun's going to rise in the east. Here we're deflected, we're protected, rather protected from that wind coming from the north. That sun is going to rise here. Our head is going to be down here. At least that's my plan. Feet are going to be down here. So we're going to get that morning sun that's coming in. It's not cold here. As you can see, there's no snow. I'm out here. Sleeves are rolled up. It's not very cold. So we really don't have to worry about too much cold weather right now. We're not going to be here for a lengthy period of time. So we're going to worry about the wind coming from the north. And also with the way our shelter is structured here, we have that benefit of the sun coming in from the east whenever it rises. It's going to be a good morning. So let's talk about our second W, water. As you can see, we don't have a water source very close to us here. Why? We don't want to be on top of a water source. If we're on top of a water source, we're going to have issues like flooding, obviously, whether it's rainy season or not. We're also going to have the issue of bugs. A lot of mosquitoes love to kind of coagulate around still water. You guys can't see this, but directly behind you, about 40 yards, we have a water source. It's about 1 foot to 1.5 feet deep. So we're going to go down there, we're going to dig a sip well, and we're going to teach you guys how to purify water out of a sip well. Stay tuned. All right, W number 3, let's talk about wood. Wood is a very, very valuable resource. Clearly, with the beginning of our structure here, we need wood. We need a lot of wood. So we've eaten up some of the resources around us. Now, for fuel sources, as you can see behind me right here, we have some smalls. We have our 3 levels of smalls. So we have right around the size of, let's say, a number 2 pencil, but the lead of the pencil, not the full pencil. So we have some smaller stuff here, number 2 lead, maybe up to number 2 itself. Over here, right behind that pile, is another pile for the number 2 pencil itself. So our 3rd level is going to be something that's larger than a number 2 pencil. The diameter, the width of a number 2 pencil, maybe the size of a thumb, a little bit thicker, not quite as thick as your wrist. So we have our fuel ignition resources right here. So we want to look at other fuel sources. Once those are burned up, we need more fuel to keep that fire going. Let's not eat up everything around us. We have a great deal of resources around us, a lot of wood. So because we're stocked full of calories right now, we're healthy, no limbs are injured, nothing like that, we want to go further out as far as we can go to bring those resources back to us. That way later on down the road, if we're here for weeks, months, a year, whatever it might be, let's say we get injured. Let's say we have a bum arm and we can only carry wood with one arm. Or we have a bum leg, so we can only go so far. We can't go very far out into the woods to gather our resources. Or we're really low in calories, we just don't have the energy. Let's keep those resources close to us from when we really need them. So let's go further out and let's gather the wood and bring it in close to us. Keep those resources close for when you have an injury or when you're low in calories. So our 4th W today, wigglers. Let's keep an eye out for wigglers. What we're talking about here are snakes, worms, ants, ant hills, things like that. So right where we're at today, right now, we don't really have that concern. We have a water source about 40-45 yards down in this direction. We got some snakes down there, but we don't have any up here right now. Wherever you're at in the world, wherever your shelter is at, wherever you're set up at, just pay attention to your surroundings. Common sense is common sense. Are you seeing snakes? Are you seeing some markings on the ground? Are you seeing ant hills? Are you seeing holes in the ground? You want to stay away from those areas. Make sure that your shelter is as foolproof as it can possibly be. Let's not deal with animals and wigglers if we don't have to. Okay, so let's talk about our 5th and final W, the Widowmakers. Whenever you're setting up camp, you're setting up your shelter, you always, always, always have to be aware of Widowmakers. What are Widowmakers? Something that can blow over when there's heavy winds. We don't really have any winds around us today, fortunately. But if we were in an area with heavy winds, something like this is standing dead. As you can see, standing dead is a dead tree that's still standing. Very, very weak. Look at this thing. Let's say this thing goes up 30, 40 foot. The heavy winds come in, they blow over, it falls in your shelter. Guess what? You just made your wife a widow. It's that easy. So here we have the second half of our Widowmaker. As you can see, the first half is over there on the ground. That cracked off a good 10 feet away. Here's the rest of it. That's how far these things can travel. Here's the majority of it. That thing's probably got to go about 35, 40 foot in the air. So it's caught between two branches. Guess what? A wind catches that, we have another problem. Boom. Guess what? It's still stuck there. It's going to go again and again and again. You're over this direction, you're done. Your wife is now a widow. So now we've gone over the 5 W's for our shelter location. Now that we've gone over those 5 W's, let's get back to building the shelter itself.